the days of Ahab, let's see what happens here. That Hiel, the Bethelite, built Jericho. Now here's something that needs to be seen. It was in the days of Ahab that Hiel did this. Did what? Rebuilt Jericho. Now Hiel means appetite. Animal, watch, beast. That's interesting, isn't it? Hiel, that's what it means. Or Hiel, however you want to pronounce it. Said he rebuilt it in the days of Ahab. Men began to go against God in the days of Ahab. To go against what he called accursed. It was in Ahab's day that Hiel, the days of Ahab, the beast appetite began to rebuild.
You see, Nebuchadnezzar,
Jericho means
live by every word.
That's where the ancient
Tell you this
Hebrew
now, and this
teachers
is the prophet.
say Satan's throne used to sit on the moon. But Jericho means moon. That's why in the story of the Good Samaritan, he was headed from Jerusalem down to Jericho when he joined these thieves. He was going to the moon. That's why Jericho had to be taken first by Joshua. It represented where Satan's throne sat when he was on the earth. It sat on the mountain of Jericho. Now, when Joshua took Jericho, he said, whoever rebuilds this city, they'll lay the foundation in their firstborn. He'll die when they lay the foundation. And the youngest will die when they hang the gates and when it's finished. So a man named Hiel, a rich Jewish man, decided to rebuild Jericho. Now Ahab, it was in Ahab's day that he did it. That's very important. Because in that day, Ahab, well, listen what it says about Ahab. Why would Hiel violate Joshua's prophecy? Ahab, who was everybody's brother, that's kind of what it means, was very pliable and had become king. It was in his day that the prophets began to be troubled. Watch now. In 1 Kings, we see Ahab, the son of Omri, did evil in the sight of the Lord above all that were before him. And it came to pass, as if it had been a light thing for him to walk in the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat. You know, it is something every time you read that in the Scripture, most every time you see Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who made Israel to sin. That's his legacy. He didn't want them going to Jerusalem to worship, so he erected an idol and said, this is where you can worship God. And he made them sin. So it wasn't enough that Ahab did the same thing. He considered it a light thing to walk in the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat. But on top of that, he took to wife Jezebel, the daughter of Ethbaal, Baal, king of the Zidonians, and went and served Baal and worshiped him. So Ahab, he not only worshiped Baal, it seems that he built him a temple. And if he's worshiping Baal, do you know what else he has to be doing? He's watching his children are offered in sacrifice. And he just thinks it's a light thing to do all of this. But he added to it Jezebel. And he added to it the worship of Baal. And he added to it all of this. And in his day, watch now, in his days that the appetite of the beast rebuilt Jericho. In the day that Baal worship became the worship of the government. In the day that Baal worship became the worship of the government. What is Baal worship? Abortion. Planned Parenthood. Offering the blood of children. Even Satanists get involved in that. They come in and they pay to let them do rituals as they're offering the blood of these babies. There's all kinds of wickedness going on. But Baal always becomes the government of the collective. That's why you remember when they caught the people on a film when they were sitting there eating lunch? And while they were eating lunch, they were getting ready to order lunch, they were talking on hidden camera. Oh, it made them mad. It made a lot of people mad because they started asking, how much is a baby's arm worth if you sold it? Oh, about $1,500 or whatever they said. They're just discussing the selling of these children's parts. And then they stopped, so they ordered a salad. Oh, excuse me just a minute. I'll have this and this and this to eat. And then they walk off and they go back to their discussion. This is what happens when Baal becomes the government's religion. So Baal became the government's religion. And that's what happened here. What is that? The appetite of the beast. It's the appetite of the beast. This is what's trying to be pushed on the earth. That's why Donald Trump scared everybody out of their mind, because he would stop it. He just defunded it all. He went to stop it all. And so that's just what drove them up the wall. Oh, we can't let him do this. We can't let him do that. Oh, my. I remember when Hillary Clinton on that debate stage in 2016, she just finally panicked. Said, you can't elect him president. He'll stop abortion. Well, is that so bad? Well, but what is it? It's in the days of Ahab that the appetite of the beast arose and the worship of Baal started. And it went really big. And it was in that day someone built Jericho. What was happening? They were trying to rebuild the throne of Satan. Because that's where his throne used to sit, on Jericho. Oh, are y'all with me today? Now, so Ahab thought that was, so that was a light thing. Now, when Hiel built Jericho, and his oldest died when he laid the foundation, and his youngest son died when he hung the gates. I want to find something here and let you see this, that Hiel's sons, their names mean, both of them, exalted, lifted up. So it's in the days of Ahab, when they tried to rebuild in the appetite of the beast, they tried to raise again the throne of Satan. And it was in the time when men thought they thought of themselves higher than they should. His oldest son was Abiram, which means high, and the youngest was Segub, which means aloft. It was in the time men began to think of themselves higher than they should. And this is when it began to come to a head. Here was the time when the enemy attempted to wipe the prophets from the face of the earth. According to the Jews, Elijah was going down to speak with Hiel and tell him what happened. The next thing, on the way, he met Ahab going to Hiel's house. And according to the ancient teaching, Ahab and Elijah confronted each other. And he said this to him. Ahab said, it has nothing to do with Joshua, in other words, what happened to Hiel. This is what he was telling him. He said, Moses said, if you do the things I do, there'd be a drought, and there'd be this, there wouldn't be no rain, and all of this. And he said, but I do it all the time. In other words, Ahab's saying, I worship Baal, I do this, I do that, and I'm blessed. And look at all the rain and stuff. And then we pick it up where Elijah looked at him and said, it will not rain or have any dew again until I say so. He invoked what Moses said. And that's what started.